Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praises to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Pray that the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand the events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of things that are soon to come on the earth. This situation is really backfiring and exploding in the other nations' face. You know, they're opening up wounds that they don't want to open. They're opening up doors they don't want to talk about, and they are trying their best to not let the information about the Hebrew Israelites go out into the mainstream. So, I saw this clip here from brother here, Judah Powers, page on Instagram. And I wanted to actually have you guys listen to it and talk a little bit about it. You're going to see that Max Kellerman knows exactly what's going on. Because when they start actually talking about New York and the streets and what Deshaun was trying to say, so what you're getting with these people is they're trying to make it seem like he is ignorant. And anybody that believes that, the true people of the Most High are ignorant, they have bad information. They haven't been taught the truth. You see what I'm saying? Like it's funny how you guys, this is exactly what's been happening the whole time. Either you listen to what they say, you listen to the things that how they've expressed it, how they've told it, and if you don't accept what they say, you're ignorant. You're an idiot. You're a buffoon. And that's what's been going on the entire time. We need to make sure that, they want us to make sure that we accept everything that they say as gospel. It goes back to the churches. Like, you can't question them. Can't question how their breakdowns. They got a breakdown. That's the only way you can see it. You can't have an alternate point of view. If you have an alternate point of view, you're an idiot. You're not educated. I saw that last night again on was it Don Lemon show? He brought in a couple of Jakes, and the woman that was there, I forgot her name, but she was like, "Well, what Deshaun said was, you could just tell he was just not well informed. He's ignorant." And so it's like, so if you question anything, you're an idiot. And they just trot out a few black people out there, and then you're not allowed to think any different. So that's okay though. I said, well, the Most High right now is planting seeds. Some people are seeing this information and they're like, hold on, let me see what he said. And they're going to go and do a little bit of research. All you got to do is look at what was said and then look at what's happened. Listen to what was posted and then look at what has happened. Does it fit what he said or what he posted? Does it fit what Deshaun Jackson posted? Last time I checked, you guys are still calling me black. You're still calling me African American. Nowhere in the Bible are you going to find African American. You're not going to find, us being shown as just black people, or you guys being shown as white people. Those are all designations and bywords that the Gentiles have made. If you guys still taught about, was it Christopher Columbus came here and discovered America, who are the idiots? If you guys are still talking, about how anything pre-Columbian over here, we don't accept, but there's all this great archaeological information here. Who's the idiot? There's all this information that shows that the natives here or the Hebrews here were way more advanced. But who's the idiot? Who's ignorant? So you don't have the Most High hasn't given you that opportunity or that time now to be able to say, well, this is because I said it. And if I said it, then that means if you don't agree with me, you're ignorant. That's what you guys have been able to do the last 500 years. But like I said, the Most High pretty much showed after that 4th of July blood moon that things are going to be ramping up. And now you're seeing how this is ramping up right here. Now let's just take a listen. We're just gonna listen to what Max is saying. I don't know what Stephen A. ended up saying later on. Doesn't really matter to me. But I'm gonna let you guys listen to what Max said here.
Yes, and here's the problem. The white citizens of America, he quotes, will be terrified to know all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. In other words, let me be very clear what this means. I'm from New York as you are, Stephen A. I understand what he thinks he's saying. There is bad information out there, especially on the streets, by the way, that
Okay, so there's bad information out there, especially on the streets. Why? Who says it's bad information? They're not coming. You guys are not coming now. You Gentiles are not coming from a position of authority anymore. Prove how that's bad information. So you've been able to go to your churches and talk about white Jesus, good times Jesus this whole time, not have to actually prove anything. Now the Most High is making you have to prove what you're saying. Getting all upset, all this false emotion and everything else. Once all that plays out, now you need to prove what you're saying. You just can't say, "Oh, I'm from New York." See, when they're saying I'm from New York and you're from New York, they know they're talking about the Hebrew Israelites that are out, the camp brethren that are out there that have been teaching for years, and so they know. You see, and how slick they are with it. They want to talk about the Hebrew Israelites, but they don't want to bring them up. So that's exactly what he's talking about. That's the people he's talking about have false information. Now, see, they can't prove them wrong. That's exactly why they won't bring them up. They won't mention them. They'll talk about their information, but they won't go out there and say, yeah, we know you were both from New York. We see the Hebrew Israelites on the corner teaching, and this is that. They don't want to bring that up because they don't want people to go in and search that out because they're going to realize that they've been lied to about absolutely everything. So let me go ahead and skip back a little bit.
What this means. I'm from New York as you are, Stephen A. I understand what he thinks he's saying. There is bad information out there, especially on the streets, by the way, that claims that one of the conspiracy theories goes that white Jews.
Now it's a conspiracy theory. See that? Bad information, conspiracy theory, not rock solid. Only listen to us. You go back again.
One of the conspiracy theories goes that white Jews are only claiming to be the children of Israel and intentionally keeping African Americans, black people in the dark, that they're in fact the real children of Israel, and keeping the world in the dark about that, because that way they can somehow control the world, the white Jews. And that here's what's critical, because he thinks, remember, Deshaun's saying I was trying to educate my people, right? He's trying to miseducate them. The white citizens of America, meaning the non-Jews, would be terrified to know all this time that they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the real children of Israel, meaning black people. Yes, and here's the problem. The white citizens of...
Okay. I'm sure there's more on that clip, but we didn't talk about that right there. Listen, what he's talking about, the white Jews and everybody blaming them. The Most High was the one that covers the eyes of the people. It's not a particular group of people here. Just like all of a sudden, after the George Floyd situation, all of a sudden everybody just figured out that us Hebrews here have been getting, screwed over. That they just found out that there's, institutional racism. They just all of a sudden found that out. No, I said there's not a group of people in the world that's that good at keeping people blinded. The Most High kept the world blinded. Talks about that in Enoch, how the whole world was going to be blinded. Talks about in the Book of Mormon how the whole world's going to be blinded. And then at the end, he was going to open the eyes of the Gentiles. This is part of the opening the eyes of the Gentiles. The Most High is planting these seeds. It also talks about that in Romans, about how at the end, the Most High's people are going to have their eyes blinded until the times of the Gentiles are complete. I mean, it all fits Scripture. See, now what we're watching the culmination of the Most High's plan. He said he was going to open up the people's eyes, to who we were, and that's what's been going on for the last month and a half. But they want to give us the bywords as being black people or African Americans, and even Max mentioned that. blacks and African Americans. They will let you, claim that. I'm not claiming black or African American. I say, just like you guys can't claim white. You're not white and I'm not black, and these other people aren't brown and they're not yellow. Is the Most High going to say, "Oh, okay, all my white people come over here, and all my black people go over there"? He's not going to be looking at us like that. He's going to be going off of your designation by your fathers. But just for them having this conversation and talking about New York, that's just code word for the Hebrews, for the Israelites that have been teaching for a very long time, and they don't want to have that discussion. So that's exactly why he did not bring up the Hebrew Israelites, but he did bring up how they live in New York. Because that's not a conversation that they want to have, but the Most High is making them have it. That's all the Most High. He's the one, like I said, after we get past the whole black and white issue, or Black Lives Matter, African American issue, the Most High is going to expose, to the world who we really are, and that's when everything's going to pop off even more. Because it talks about how, even on that statement that Deshaun shared, it talks about how when the world does figure out who we are, that will be the beginning of World War III. So you just think, right? Now look at how crazy people went right now when they were talking about us being, just as black people or African Americans and all the things that they've done to us and how screwed up it was and everything else. You just think about how crazy people are going to go as soon as they find out that we are the Most High's chosen people. And then they start to make the connection of what happened with Egypt and how the Most High destroyed Egypt for what they did to us. And I just finished watching a great video by UB News on was it America is Egypt, the fourth part. That was a great video. I'm going to actually do some more. I'll do a couple of videos and kind of combine some of that information, because it just makes a lot more sense. But yeah, check out UBTV. I said that America is Egypt, the fourth part. This is a great video. But that's the whole thing. They've made history front. I mean, what have they taught us is the truth. So for them they haven't taught us anything as the truth. Everything they've taught us is a lie. We've been they've been having us celebrate presidents that had slaves, beat, raped, robbed, murdered. They had, president, actually having holidays for Columbus, who was responsible for the death of millions of our people, right? Having us, giving us a new year in the dead of winter. So now you're in no position to sit there and saying that what we're saying is ignorant or what we're saying is bad information. The Most High is showing you people's spirits. Like I said, you can easily see these people who look like us. I said, if they're told to go out there and say this, that's exactly what they're going to say. They're going to have, they're going to come out here and just tell everybody that Deshaun Jackson's ignorant. That's what they're going to say. And then people won't go any further. Well, people who are ignorant themselves, real ignorant people, won't go and look at anything, because they don't want to unpeel that scab. They don't pull that scab back, because it's going to hurt when they realize that everything they've been told is a lie. Everything in the religions are lies, but somehow they seem to think that they are in some kind of position of authority to tell us what's right and what's wrong. When they start proving stuff to us, see, they think they can just say things and not have to prove anything. So those days are over with. So I pray that, the Most High opens up the eyes of the ones he's calling right now, because that's what it's like a last call. We had the revealing of who we are as blacks and African Americans. The second revealing is going to be the revealing is going to be us being the Most High's chosen people. That's what's going on right now. I also wanted to make sure I told you guys that the website bigjudah.com, the brethren actually put up a great library over there. So if you're new or if you're not new, and there's some books over there, you guys can get the PDF versions over there on bigjudah.com. Another way for you guys to be reading and studying and getting caught up if you haven't read a lot of these books. And just go see. I think they're going to actually be adding more information. You got, so we also got the notebooks back up as well. They got the notebooks back up as well. So thank you, everyone who's been helping and contributing to this work. I said, we appreciate it. So we're trying to get this word out, through the Most High. to absolutely everyone as we're coming here. We're in these end days right now. So thank you so much for everything that the nation has been doing to support us. Your prayers as well, everything. The books, monetary gifts, everything you guys have been giving. We appreciate absolutely everything, and we're all in this together. I said it's just a beautiful thing to watch how this is all grown, and this information is growing out, and now we can easily see what's going on. We can see how the Most High is afflicting them more and more. We can see how they're having a difficult time with their corona fatigue, and how they just want to ignore the fact that if they wanted things to get back together, they had to make sacrifices. But these people are not willing to make sacrifices. They're not willing to make sacrifices. They want everything on a silver platter, which is how it's been. And how that silver platter was given was through our labor and through our lands. So I just like this was actually a huge. People in the truth can see what's going on when Max is talking, and especially here. I think they're making it very clear, that they don't want you to talk about the people. Then look at the people in New York who have been there for years. I said I got respect for the brethren who have been there doing the work and everything else. Okay, I said their knowledge, especially talking to these Christians and everything else, is unmatched. They're not going to be able to using the Bible, because most people say they're Christians and they love the Bible. Well, take your information and take a look at some of these other videos from the brethren in New York, these other people, other brethren who are doing the work, and compare it to what your pastor's been telling you. Compare it to what your preacher, or priest has been telling you. You're going to realize real soon that these pastors and priests have nothing. That's why most of them are really, right now, very quiet, because they have nothing. They're still talking about the Middle East. They're still talking about the rapture, and they're still talking about all the things going on over there with Ish. It's still fulfilling prophecy. And as you can tell, everything this guy just said, Max just said, is fulfilling prophecy right here in the Americas, just like we said it would. All praise is to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Nazareth Yahushai. Shalom.